Alrighty. Not like I'll get anybody in here, but hello. Hope everyone's doing well. Alrighty. So, yeah, pretty sure nobody's going to be watching this, but hey, if someone does, feel free to come in and say hi to the chat. So what I'm doing here today is I am going to be doing some 3D modeling, kind of put my money where my mouth is when it comes to game design and what I do on the channel and things like that. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a while, just never got around to it. Just probably because the last couple of weeks with all the craziness going on, it's kind of been discouraged. But hey, that's what I'm doing now. So we're gonna start with today. I thought about it for a little bit, and probably what I'm gonna do is model a gear, kind of a fighting arena kind of deal. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my preferences, and I like working in meters. Just easier to convert and go through it. Got a sneeze coming on. There we go. And yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap that over to 60 frames per second, just in case if I decide to animate that. Don't know if people are gonna hop on or hop off. I'm sure there's a lot of people, but I'm gonna go ahead and import a reference model. Where is it? Oh yeah, sorry. Create free image plane. When I go to the attribute editor, there's a Matthew in the background, caught in the wild.
Oh shit, are you actually on?
Yeah, I'm actually live.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're all good, man. Hey, there's only one person watching, so it's not like it's a big thing.
Water.
Alrighty.
So what you gonna be making?
I am going to, not him. I have another project for him. I'm going to be making my a gear kind of fighting arena.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on today. Just got to remember what file I put my reference picture in, which would be... All right, that's right. I was originally going to use another site to live stream on. Okay, there we go. This is just something I slapped together in Photoshop and roughly, I don't know, I think I spent maybe 15 minutes slapping this together. But I was going to use it as a quick little reference piece to what I was going to start. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to start... I have a couple of different workflows I use whenever I'm making stuff. I think for this one, I'm just going to use my method to where I draw it on and then extrude it out to be a 3D model. I'm not the best at talking when working as well, so I do apologize for that right off the bat. So do that. Going to turn this live. Then I'm going to go. The method I'm using is called quad drawing, to where you can draw on your polygons, and then you can take that object and extrude it into a 3D. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my modeling toolkit, and I'm just going to go to quad draw. And since this back plane is live, I can draw onto it like I would a 3D model. So if I draw 4 vertices, hold down shift, I can make a polygon. And I can move that, shape it however I want. So I'm going to start off with my line that just goes down, get a center line going, and then start shaping it from there. So I'm going to go into there. Going to get that lined up about what I think is middle. Go ahead and 1 second. Bend a little bit. And that out. Think about how I'm lining about it. It's been a little bit since I've been on. What button are you? All right, that's what it was. Alrighty. So I'm going to match the gear up. Go there. Add a line here. Add a line there. I'm going to take this, extend it. Actually, you know what? What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to start with my 2, go around the object, and then worry about everything in the center from there. I think that's how I'm going to approach this cog today. So I'm going to work on sectionizing every teeth out of it. And just follow along the points. Also, I'm not sure if I actually have someone watching me or not, but if you are, hello, nice to see you. Just starting out on the whole YouTube thing. Decided to do a little something. But yeah, I mean, if anyone ever has any questions or whatever, feel free to throw it in the live chat, or if you just want to ask me questions, I'm cool with answering just about everything. New to the channel, feel free to check out some of the videos we posted. Some really old live, podcasts we made back in the day. Recently been putting up some gameplay. Me and roommates been putting up. Really, we're just looking for ways to entertain ourselves with the quarantine and everything. So far, we've been enjoying it, though. So there's always that. Alrighty. And then we're just going to connect that one and move it right there. Alrighty. So that gives us half the wheel. So then from there, I can get these out. I'm going to zoom in here. And I'm just getting a rough silhouette going. All the really cool effects you do and stuff like that, you can do in a sculpting phase in a program like Mudbox or ZBrush. And kind of get all that down there. For this one, I am just getting the base going. Because I like getting the silhouette down and then worrying about what I'm going to do from there. But that's me. Anybody can. Really, the good thing about 3D modeling, you can go about things 1,000 different ways and still end up with a good product. There's a lot of things I see that just doesn't work out well when I watch a lot of people do modeling. And it's no offense to anyone who does it, because they can come out with a beautiful product, but sometimes it's just not good for game design. Some of those mistakes is N-gons. I see that the most with a lot of modelers, just who start out. Is N-gon is any polygon that has more than 4 sides to it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I were to go in and let's say add a, how would I do this? If I just went to my cut tool, bam, threw a dot in there, hit enter. So now there's this random vertice in the middle of my thing. Let me go ahead real quick, go to my outliner, hide that real quick. So in my thing, there's a random vertex in the middle of this edge. That has turned this into an Ingon. It now has 5 sides because you could go in and move this, and it makes a nice little trapezoid. However, a lot of game engines don't play nicely to that. A lot of texturing doesn't play nicely to that. And heavens forbid if you bring that into a sculpting program, it won't play nice with it at all. A lot of it has to do with certain things like edge flow, I can never say this word right. Topology. It's like apology, but with a T. Don't know why I have trouble saying it. Anyway, just if you're getting into 3D modeling, anything you do, just make sure you get that down. Just out of everything, that's what I'd appreciate. All right, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Just to quickly get rid of that Ingon. Move these back. The reason why, wrong button. And the reason why I'm working with only half of it is because I can always go back and mirror this object. That will allow me to kind of just flip it. So then I'm going to bring this down to right about there. Make that point right about there. I could even move in make that a little more dramatic. Boop, boop, boop. So the first part I'm making, so I'm going to make this, which will be what is called the original model. And then from there, I'm going to make 2 separate models, a high poly and a low poly model. And that would be if I'm just keeping this in mind, if I'm not going to sculpt. Since this is most likely going to be a really hard surface object, I might keep it that way. I might change my mind by the end of this. If I find I want to sculpt some nice detail in, I might not make a low poly, just make a high poly model, bring that in the mud box, start sculpting. But generally with a object that I don't want a lot of sculpted detail on, I'm just going to do hard surface modeling to where I'll take this, make an original model, and go from there. So then from here, I'm just going to attach that, attach this, put an edge in, put an edge in, put an edge in. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing. Keep that like that for now. Put that right about there. Snap those two. And the reason why quad draw is because you have so many shortcut keys, like creating edges, just holding down control, deleting edges with control shift, all sorts of things. That's one of the major reasons why I like using the edge flow. So now I'm going to extrude this piece into here and continue on. Since this piece is a little weird, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an edge, go right there, bring this edge all the way down, kind of line that up, and then make another one that goes here, lines up here. Wonder if that's what this one's trying to do. So yeah, I'm gonna. Since it is kind of sit there in the middle, I'm gonna kind of edit that to have one too. Just kind of more lined up. Yeah, my references, whenever I make them, I don't follow them 100%. I kind of sit there and like, all right, now that I have this, what can I do with it? That one's gonna go down. And the reason why I'm not trying to round them out too much is because I know when I'm doing my high poly, sitting there adding my edge loops to get it ready for high pulling, I can just ignore those and they'll round out themselves. Like if I hit 3, you can kind of see what it's going to do. Anyway, moving on. Kind of line that up a little bit better. Yes. Connect that. That's where that one's going to end. Same thing with this one. Go down a little bit, bring that one up. Boop. Boop. Bring that one down, that one up. And finish that one up with this one a little bit higher. Don't want to do that. No, wrong button. Wrong button. There we go. Sometimes I'll accidentally press the wrong button because I'm not looking or just not paying attention to what I'm pressing. It happens. All right, so then we're going to bring this one out here. Bring that one in. Bring this one into like that. Bring that point to there. Kind of do the same thing there. Bring this one out, connect it, move it down. Move that a little bit in the center. Bring that point there. Bring that point there. This point in. This point out a little bit. Boop, boop. Alrighty. So now I just got to connect this big point. So I know that that's going to want to connect there. And then that point's going to want to connect. That point's going to want to connect. Then I bring that point out, that point out. And I'm just kind of following the line. And this will change my edge flow kind of to a circular edge flow, but that's kind of what I'm wanting for the center. Because if, let's say I wanted an animation where this detaches or do something like that, I can kind of keep that idea and just detach the edges to the mesh and make a rotation animation based on just it. Or a collapse animation or whatever. But I like the idea of keeping the edge flow a bit circular. That should be about center, and then that should be about centered right there. Actually, you know what? Since I started it like that, I'm going to continue through like this. Kind of keep that edge flow consistent. And right about right there. Not the prettiest circle in the center, but it'll do. Alrighty. So now what I'm going to do is fill these out. Just by coming up to the halfway point, taking this, rotating out, rotating this one out. And like I said, I'm not trying to get a perfect matchup. I'm just trying to get it to look. And sometimes, like in this case, I'm going to add one line there so it matches up a little bit more. I won't do that to all of them, but once or twice. This is the original model. You can have a little bit of a, I want to say slop fest, but you can alter it a little bit. just combine those, doesn't matter. Not sure if I'm liking how that is. Yep, not liking that at all. I would like my teeth to be even. So I'm gonna kind of extrude this out, make one tooth, and just kind of wrap that around so I know they're all even. Yeah, some items I'd prefer that symmetry. All right, so now I'm gonna take this image twin. Oh, I guess someone was here and then left. Oh well. I'm gonna hide that. Let me get out of this view. Go to my 3D view. I'm gonna take this, turn it off live. Get out my quad draw. I'm just gonna delete it. Take this. Take my vertices. Before you mirror it, you have to make sure everything is aligned. So I'm going to just take the outside vertices, the ones I need. I'm going to go to my scaling tool, hold down V, and just use the tool to line it up. So now with those perfectly lined up, it is good to mirror. So before I do, I'm going to go ahead and extrude it out. So that way I can have a 3D object. Boom, 3D object from a quad drawed face. So then from there, I'm going to take these inside faces and I'm just going to select them. You can fast select and do all sorts of stuff. Just however you want to do it. And I'm going to select them and then delete them. So that way, when I mirror them, you don't have an inside face. That's the second problem I see a lot of modelers have, is just having inside faces in their models. So far, the two things we covered are n-gons, having a polygon with more than 4 edges, and inside faces. Oh, looks like someone has joined us. Hello. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mirror the object. So I'm going to take object, go to mesh, I'm going to go to mirror, look at my mirror settings, make sure they kind of are. Yeah, make sure you have the right orientation. So then you mirror it, get it right about right there. And voila, we have the start of our makeshift cog. Hello, everyone. This is just a live stream of me 3D modeling. If you have any questions or want to ask me anything, feel free to throw it on the live chat and I'll answer it. Also, feel free to check out the videos I've previously made. So I hope you guys enjoy. But let me get back to this. So I don't like how off-centered this circle is. So what I'm going to do is real quick, go in, grab this edge, and actually I'm going to fix this prior to extruding. I'm going to go back a few steps before I did all this fun stuff. Make sure it's like that. And I'm just going to straighten that out. That's why I found the straighten that out. If you're trying to make a perfect circle, just grab a cylinder piece. Let's make it more cylinder. We're going to make this a 12 and 12. A little bit better. So lower that down. Rotate it 90 degrees. Move it to the center. If I'm going to line it up, I'm just going to use my front-facing tool. edge, lower that down to roughly, the size I'm looking for. You can do the same thing with the sphere if you want a perfect circle, but I kind of like having a little bit of an edge to it. That's just me. I'm going to line up my edge right there. Scale that up just a little bit, and there we go. That's the edge I'm going to try to match. So I'm going to grab this, I'm going to grab the vertices, and I'm going to just start going down with it. Just line this stuff up. And again, this kind of method can take a few minutes, and there's some pros and cons it can have, but at least you know it'll be nice and semi-cylindrical. God, I'm horrible at that word, cylindrical. So, by the way, if anyone watching this has seen my Let's Plays videos or me and Matthew's Let's Plays videos, feel free to let us know. We take all criticism, so feel free to blast us. We're all good with that. But, almost done here. Just a few more to go. And trust me, there are people who, if you're looking for a speed model list, that's definitely not me. I kind of like to take my things nice and relaxing. If I'm under the gun, I'll be a lot faster. But for the most part, I like to keep my... So I'm going to do the same thing for this side as well. Just like I said, I like to keep everything nice and symmetrical. I could have done this process as well whenever I was quad drawing it. But at that point, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with this thing yet. So, alrighty, do this. Go a little bit lower with it. Right about right there. And then match this last bit up to it. Alrighty. Alrighty, so that's going to kind of line it up to be at least a little more symmetrical. So I won't have to hate it when I'm looking at it. So now I'm going to go to my perspective view. And I'm just going to Control E it. Extrude it out. Right about like that. Then I'm going to go in. And when I'm working in meters, I will worry about the scale and how big it is and how small it is. But to make my life easier, I like blowing it up. That way, when I'm working with the finer details of it, I'm not sitting there clipping in and out. And I know you can go in, change the Maya settings to where the clip out range isn't so intense. But then, you're going back and forth changing that setting, every project you're working on. So sometimes I just like blowing it up, working with it, scaling it back down before I freeze the transformations and all that jazz. All right. So I got that deleted. One thing I'm actually going to do real quick, which just because I do want to fill this area out, so I'm going to make an edge loop there. I'm going to face. I'm going to delete that face. I'm going to delete that face. Take. Nope, can't do that yet. There we go. And then I'm going to delete that face. Just this bottom one. And then I'm just going to target weld. Be careful when using target weld because you can make mistakes easily with the target weld, not realize it until, halfway your model that you clipped a vertice. Like, let's say you weren't paying attention and you clipped it like way over here. You started working on it from a different angle. You didn't see that you have this huge piece ripping into your model. I know right now it seems like it'd be hard to miss that, but the more complicated your model, the easier it is to miss that kind of mistake. It's a pain, trust me. So then from here, I'm going to insert edge loops. I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 edge loops. So instead of eyeballing them, I'm just going to go to my menu, use multiple, go to 8, and then click on the edge, and it should auto-insert 8 edges for me. Isn't that convenient? So then what I'm going to do, face, go in and delete these faces. All I'm doing is filling this out. Okay, I see what's going on there. Hello, third person. Nice to meet you. Name's Kasey. Oh, nope, they left. I guess they're going to miss out on some fun. Probably not, but that's okay. And then I'm going to go in, delete these faces, because all I want are those side faces. Yeah, these things. So then what I'm just going to do is take my target weld, and boop, boop, boop. Let's go in and fill this out. There is an easier way to do this as well, but I'm doing it this way for a particular reason. Because I like having this kind of setup to where it continues the edge flow. So I'm going to do the same thing with this side. I wonder, like, when people click on this video, like, what they expect. I don't know. I know I labeled it 3D modeling with Kasey, but I wonder if they think, like, I'm going to be, the next, I don't know. What was that 3D animator model thing? Oh, well, I don't know. But there we are. So I got that center place. For the kind of fighting arena I'm thinking of having the centerpiece being the main fighting spot, and then everything else be kind of a backdrop to it. Kind of the, larger than life setting. But come on, Maya, don't be a pain. Alrighty. So now that I have this, I'm going to go to the object. Before I mirror it, I'm going to go ahead and do one thing real quick to where I grab all these faces. I grab all these faces. And I'm actually going to bring them in a little bit. Kind of have a tapered effect going here. You know what? I think I want to bring these faces in too. So I'm going to grab all these. I'm going to deselect these. No, deselect those. deselect those. I should have all those deselected, but everything I want. Yep. Okay. So now I'm going to squish those in so it's tapered. I like a tapered gear. All right. So now that I have that, now I'm ready to mirror it. All right, so I'm going to take this object. I'm going to go ahead and go to mirror. I should have that good from the last time. It's going to squash it because I didn't set up my offset. Ooh. And there we are. So now I have a mirrored gear. But to get the teeth down, I could sit there and make a teeth for every single one of these and go through, or I can keep it separated, make the teeth, and then mirror it, which is what I'm going to want to do. So for a tooth, what I'm going to do is, I guess, let's see. So that would be one, and then this would be the next one, would be right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude that up, kind of shift it a little bit, scale down the thing. Go to vertices or vertex, do that, scale them down to where they match up. Actually, you know what? They need to be rotated to the same angle that is. So like that. And then if I'm ever wanting to, make a model that has a bunch of them that I just get rid of, what I'll do is I'll just duplicate the model, go to faces, select the faces I want to keep, which are these 4, 5, and just shift select everything and delete it. So now I have a tooth. Center pivot. So now I can go in to a straight picture of it. I have it. And I can even bring back my image plane. It is now way too small, but that can be fixed. Again, I'm just using the image plane as a reference to where I might want to put my teeth. There we go. Just kind of use that as a reference. So then I'm going to sit there and rotate this. Set it down. Duplicate it. And like I said, I'll attach these and do all that near the end. But again, this is if you want to be 100%, symmetrical, have everything the right size. If you don't really care about it and you want to try it just eyeballing it, there's nothing wrong with that. I could go in, try that out, and just say, you know what, I'm going to do it based off my edge load, every other one. So I'm going to go face, grab this one, extrude it out to right about right there. And component. There we go. And this is going to help you a lot, is the setting your move tool and your scaling tool to component when making gears. It just helps. You'll see what I mean. because it allows you to kind of line it up the way it's going. So that's about the same as the other one. Then you got this guy. I'm going to want to widen. Let's see. Do you think I should do that? Or a better idea, take these. Oh, then. Go ahead and move them a little bit. Move them a little bit. So they're themselves are a little wider. So that way they will encompass all of them. So now we will take these. I don't know, what do you say? These three? That's the way we're gonna want these three. Just drew them out. And then actually, you know what? I did make them wide enough beforehand. I could do all four. And again, when I'm doing modeling and just relaxing and doing modeling, I'll take my time to kind of look at it, different angles, kind of see what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. Onward to the next one. That. Also, if you're interested in getting into 3D modeling, Blender is a very good program to start with if you're just wanting to learn it on your own. But you might want to also consider doing, how do I put this? Maya is free if you're a student. If you want to work at a college, go to college to learn computer science, or hell, even just go to a community college to just get a general degree in a community college. If you're planning on doing that or already doing that, you can get Maya for free the whole time you're in college. And you can definitely sit down and learn how to work this program. While Blender is excellent for free, if you're looking to get into the higher industry, getting into a AAA studio or hell, even like a AA studio, you're going to want to learn Maya, just because it is a more powerful workhorse. You can do just about anything in Maya. The first Transformers movie was almost exclusively made in Maya. So it's just a really powerful program that's kind of industry standard. So if you're interested in it, go do that. I know I'm not the best example to take like lessons from, but I have been talking to people who are industry, who've been working it. I don't feel comfortable dropping their names right now online without really talking to them, but I have worked with a couple of people in the industry. So I'm still trying to get my foot in the door, and it's not entirely easy, I've been actually looking at starting my own studio rather than waiting for something. And my biggest issue with it is just simply where I live. I am in North Carolina, South Carolina area, and unless you go to Raleigh, which is by the beach, there really isn't any game industry out here. And I'm kind of looking at working remote right now, or I might just start my own studio out here just because there's a lot of talent for it out here in this general area up in the mountains. There's just no studio, which is interesting. But I've gotten offers to move out to LA to work. I've gotten offers to go to other parts. Austin, I had a studio out there looking to hire me. But right now, I'm not looking to move. I'm still going to college. I'm still working on that. You know, kind of getting a little bit of field, but the more and more things go on, I might end up out that way working. We'll find out. I'm going to add one more line just because it needs it. But yeah, if any of y'all would want to see me, work in the game industry or open up my own studio and, would like to see me do that, just kind of comment on it. I'm not going to ask for anybody to help me with it or funding or whatever. That's not what I'm going to do right now, but a little encouragement is nice. If you think it's a horrible idea, feel free to let me know that too. I'm going to snap that over there. I'm going to grab these vertices right here, move them over, a little bit down, move these a little bit over, and go ahead and delete the space. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Bring that up to right up there. Grab that edge. Bring it over. Make that face. Next, grab these. B, move them up. And now I have some teeth. Are they the best teeth in the world? God, no. Will they work? Maybe. I'm going to grab this set. And I'm just going to real quick order them up, move it over so there's some space there. And, that will work for now. So now I got teeth, I got a cog. You can kind of look at it. You know what it's trying to represent. The silhouette looks good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mesh. I'm going to mirror. I'm going to keep the settings because and there we go. That is now the start of my cog. So yeah, that's pretty much as far as I'm going to get today. Like I said, I'm going to do probably I'm going to work on this every week. I got to delete history real quick. Yeah, if you press a tool and it starts really acting weird, that has to do with the history of the object. So I'm going to lay it flat because that's how I'm going to want the fighting arena to be. We'll lay it down, kind of look at it from all sides a little bit. And depending on what kind of fighting I was going to do on it, would just kind of depending on what more I do. Like if I wanted to, I could. That's looking a little janky. Sorry, sometimes I notice some stuff that I'm just like, that side too. Disconnect that, disconnect that one. Kind of move that a little bit more that way. Take these, kind of move it a little bit more centered. All right, that's a little bit better. Actually, now I'm going to bring that more to the fold. I kind of figure out those shapes probably with some sculpting detail. But, ooh. And sometimes you'll notice stuff like this, where you're just like, how did I miss that edge? And that happens. Generally, you just grab those, hit V, that snap, bring it down, boom, done. And I probably missed one more side like that one right there. And that's just whenever I was originally tapering them, I wasn't paying attention. Which happens. Boom. Kind of go around, take a look at the models, see if there's anything else. And yeah, that's going to be good for my first ever stream. This, if you did watch this the whole way through, thank you. You know, I'll be doing this. I'm not going to have a set schedule yet, but anytime I get free time to where it's just me sitting around, I'll go ahead and do this. What I'm going to work on is just a proof of concept game. And every week I work, I'm going to make one of these for the proof of concept I'm doing. It's going to be a beta based on a robot. So, but yeah, I got the first cog. This cog I could, again, use for the fighting boss fight or whatever, or I could use it for a background piece or all sorts of stuff. So it'll probably go into my kit bash folder that I have. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm gonna go ahead and I forgot to do the first thing I should always do is set this up. So let's go to love documents, and we're gonna create a new folder, and this one will be bolts and nuts. That's just the project name I'm gonna have for this game. And we're gonna call this models. Accept. File, save scene as, should go right to that. And we're gonna call this gears. Gears kit dash gear one. Yeah. Yes, I'm still currently using a student model Maya because I'm still a student. If I do work for a studio, things like that, I use a completely separate Maya thing, but I use Maya Lite for that when I'm doing it. But I do prefer the full version unless I'm working for a good studio that's willing to pay for a $1,300 license a year. I'll use the student one when doing live streams, because right now I'm not working for a studio and working for a college. That, yeah, student version works. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you guys the next time I do this. All right, bye-bye.